Blockages at the airport, clashes on the streets, and peaceful marches that have mobilized millions. Experts say Hong Kong's unrest has multiple causes beyond the now withdrawn extradition bill that sparked the protests.
The broader anxiety over Beijing's interference in the governance of Hong Kong that is driving this protest movement. And then the second thing is this very fact that the government is leaving the police to try and treat as a law and order issue what is essentially a political issue.
He says authorities have not addressed the underlying issues behind the umbrella movement protests of 2014 or earlier protests over human rights and governance. This longtime resident of Hong Kong and corporate lawyer has chronicled the story of the former British colony, starting with a 1966 protest over a hike in ferry fares.
And that single protest led to a very broad movement, rioting, protests against government policies, and that then fed into further riots in 1967 during the Cultural Revolution.
That action led to changes in social welfare benefits and labor law. The 1997 handover to Beijing guaranteed continued human rights under one country, two systems. But frustration with Beijing's interference has simmered and led to a kind of direct democracy.
We are not talking about some kind of representative democracy. In fact, we are practicing some kind of what we call the participatory democracy. Everyone is participating, everyone has something to contribute.
This year's protests have differed from others in the past in that participants have embraced it as a leaderless movement. Another local analyst says the situation reflects how protesters are a permanent part of Hong Kong's political landscape.
Anytime there's a major issue and then we come out to protest. So you can control them perhaps for a few months, perhaps even for a year, but after some rest, if any other major issue arises in the future, they will all of a sudden, like another volcano eruption.
Professor Lowe says such ongoing protests are something Beijing, which allows no public dissent in mainland China, may have to come to terms with. Mike O'Sullivan, VOA News, Los Angeles.